Hi there, it's Jan from Mob Rules, and you are watching CMS TV.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming? Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight? Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave. Ow!
And good afternoon. Hello, hello, and hello.
Howdy.
I missed the entire open because I was on the phone.
Well, you know the song.
What song was that? I didn't hear what was going on.
That's about, the Star Spangled Banner.
Yes, I'm aware. I'm just
Our
joking.
own version.
I've been trying to get this guy all day, and of course he calls as the open is
Right.
playing.
4:04 and 1 second the phone rings.
Yes. God. I'll be done in 2 seconds. I am confirming my interview.
All good.
Confirmed. This guy is going to be talking about all the rhinos here in Ohio
Okay.
and across the country. Guys and gals that are not following Trump's orders here. They're kind of like, well, I may not confirm this guy. I may not go along with this order. Not so sure about the getting rid of the illegals.
Well, these people are in for a rude awakening, I think. I hope Trump does jail. I hope he jails just one or two to send a message. You know?
Well, you got to do something. I mean, seriously. The guy was given a mandate by the public.
Yeah.
I mean, we weren't joking around when we voted for him. I wasn't.
No.
And so if you're going to accept the fact that Trump is our president, you better accept the fact that the people voted for him. And if your ass ain't going to go along with it, you're going to get the fuck out of here.
Well, and the first thing is you don't get to have a choice of if you accept it. He's the fucking president.
Right.
Same as we had to deal with that fucking mush-headed idiot that we had the last 4 years. We didn't have a choice. We didn't have a choice of accepting him. We had that dumb fuck forced down our throat.
Right.
And we dealt with it. So now the other side has to deal with it. Period.
Well, they are not, though. I mean, last night, once again, I'm on social media. Most of my stories begin with, "Hey, I was on social media. Guess what happened?"
Right.
I started talking to a group, I guess a group out in Menor, and they were all pissed off about the uh, was it Sarku, Japan, that was shut down out there.
Okay. I don't know about that, but okay.
There was a Sarku, Japan. You know the places in the mall.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Well, they are all run by Mexicans for the most part.
Okay.
Have you ever been to one?
No.
You've never been to a Sarku, Japan, where they give you like the chicken teriyaki.
No. I don't go in stores. I have not been in a store. I've been in one store in 10 years. I don't go in stores, so I've never been in a mall or anything.
Jesus Christ, dude. It's been a staple in malls for 20 years at least.
I haven't been in a mall since Randall was open. When was that?
Oh, man. I was like 10.
That's what I'm saying. Dude, I have not I'm not even kidding. I'm not trying to be shocking or anything. I legitimately have not been in a mall since Randall Park Mall was open. I have not been in. I've been in the parking lot of Beechwood Mall once because I picked my mom up there one time, but I've never. Malls are just useless to me. So it's like, here I can go here and get a shirt for $20, or I can go to the mall and get it for 45. So let me go to the mall. And I'm not a hangout guy. I'm the guy that likes to go in. If I do go to a store, I like to go in, do my shit, and get out. I'm not the guy that's going to go walking around going, oh, I wonder what's going on here. You know, malls are. I have no interest in malls. But go ahead.
So, anyways, there's a group online on Facebook called Better and Menor.
Okay.
It's all news that goes on in Menor, Ohio, which has got to be fucking like really boring as shit. But I follow it, and I'm a part of the group. And they were complaining about these Mexicans being taken out and the mall or whatever. And so I said, good.
Yeah.
You know, we have laws here in America, man. Sorry. You know, that's what it's all about. You have to follow the laws. When I didn't follow the laws, when I was supposed to be driving with a driver's license, I was promptly pulled over. My license was suspended. I had all kind of problems, and I had to go, you know, and it was only suspended because of medical purposes, not because of drunk driving or anything.
Sure.
But again, I broke the law, and I had to pay the price for it.
Right.
That's what happened. So the first crime they committed before they even did the rapes, the murders, and everything else is they broke the law by crossing the border.
Yeah, which is a federal crime, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So they broke federal law.
They did. And then, you know, of course, nobody wants to hear that. Everybody wants, and so somebody said something like, oh, it's stolen land. You can't arrest somebody for, you know, living in a land that's stolen. There are no laws on stolen land.
Oh, shut up.
So I said, well, then if there's no laws on stolen land, what the hell am I doing, man? I can do whatever the hell I want to do.
Yeah.
And then that same person who said that, right, proceeds to write another post bitching about Donald Trump, saying, and then that dumb bastard gave weapons to those Zionist pigs, the Jews. And I'm sitting there going, okay, who am I arguing with now? This person called me a racist and then proceeded to call the Zionist pig Jews in another post that she had.
Well, I have no idea why you argue with these fucking dumbbells, but you choose to, so.
I don't purposely try to argue.
You do, because you purposely open that app and go on that page knowing you're going to fight.
All right, maybe I do. Like I do search out certain things, dude. Like, you know, like Cleveland.com, there's bound to be a fight to pick on there. Channel 3, there's bound to be a fight to pick on there.
Yeah,
I mean,
and even the people that you follow are, you know, those people that are going to fight with you.
Like who? I don't follow. I guess I do.
You do. Look, I'll give you the difference. I guarantee you, your Facebook page, everything on your Facebook page is political, right? When you go scrolling through your timeline,
No.
90% is political.
I barely post anything political unless it has to do with the show.
It's my Facebook page. When I go to Facebook in the morning, this is what I see.
Well, that's political right
Wrestling.
there. Look at those neo-Nazis sitting there.
Where? That's wrestling. That's John Moxley.
I don't know.
Then I got some advertisement. Then I got some script of some reels of some big boob girl, which I like. Then us. There we are. Then Sydney Sweeney. Then some singer dies. Then Mandy Rose. Then Sydney Sweeney. Oprah. How'd that get in there?
Now go to mine.
Block. Then Sydney Sweeney. It's all Sydney Sweeney. It's all chicks.
Can you check out what's on mine? No, you
I can't. You have to share it. Because it'll just show me your posts.
All right. I don't know how to do that, but I'm going to try.
Just go to open up Facebook in a new tab.
That's what I'm doing. It's funny. I don't know why this computer has the flyer for my benefit still on when I go to the page. All right, let's see what I got to share screen, right?
Yep. Present that.
Present.
Yep.
Share screen. Facebook. This might be very embarrassing. Maybe I shouldn't do this. Hey, look up top. There's all kind of porn. What's happening there?
All right. You got a lot of chicks.
How do I go down?
You can't scroll. Oh, you go on the other tab, on the tab the Facebook tab.
Oh wait. First, WNIR, the talk of Akron.
Okay.
Minneapolis announced the city will not cooperate with Trump's deportation policy.
See, right away.
Cleveland.com.
Cleveland.com.
Number of genders.
See, this is the difference.
This guy's yelling about politics.
Of course.
Weight loss. Greg Mack. Where's our boy? Oh, political. My mom said, I don't understand. I thought he was going to make things cheaper. No, Mom, he lied to avoid prison. So that's somebody I will definitely argue with at some point today.
That's what I mean. But you follow these people.
Look at that one.
You're getting fed this shit.
Look at that.
That's nice. But I get that every post. Look, LeBron James, who I know you love. Your algorithm is built for you to fight.
Look, top 10 best restaurants for steak.
Cleveland.com. What is half of their shit? Left-leaning bullshit.
I'll probably fight about that list, too. That's a stupid list.
More WNIA. There's Donald Trump. Perfect. You see the difference?
All right, maybe I see a little bit of a difference.
I don't argue with any of them. Why? Because all I see is Sydney Sweeney's titties bouncing around.
I see.
Makes me happy. I got nothing to fucking complain about.
I see anger and hatred and
Yeah, you just see all these negativeness. I'm looking at boobs. Non-stop boobs. Talk about making me happy. That's
we're going to talk about boobs in the after show today.
Oh, yeah, I hope so.
I want it to be fun. Seth's page needs more cooter.
Yeah, I agree.
Like I get plenty of naked women on my stuff.
Yeah, in between being pissed. It's probably how you don't kill yourself. You get just enough titty to slow you down. You get all revved up, and then you get one hot chick, and you're like, oh, all right, I guess it's okay to keep living.
I've been married for 20 years, so.
I'll tell you who's gotten sloppy. That Billie Eilish.
What do you mean?
I keep seeing pictures of her, and she's looking not great.
Really?
And she's only like 22. Look at
I
this
mean, she
picture.
was kind of cute for that, that look. I don't know if you like that look.
She just looks. I mean, she's got great boobs, but she just looks like a drugged out mess.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit. The face is a little. Yeah, look at the face is a little.
Yeah.
Looks like China in that one picture.
She does. That's what I'm saying. It's like, what happened? She used to be cute.
Huh.
But that's like the worst picture that I get in my timeline. A methed out Billie Eilish.
I get pictures of politicians.
Yeah, I know. Notice I haven't had one of them yet. Hey, look, Sydney Sweeney again.
She is so hot, dude.
Look, Sydney Sweeney again. See, I've got my algorithm down.
I do too, I guess, but it's for a different thing.
Look, Sydney Sweeney again. There's Donald Trump.
Do you go to bed at night with like Sydney Sweeney pictures?
Nah.
Has she ever done
But
porn?
I'd be lying if I said I didn't watch Euphoria like over and over again because she's naked and getting railed in it.
Well, then Facebook definitely follows what you're watching.
Oh, of course. Well, I like on all these pictures too. That doesn't, dude. I've trained my algorithm. Every time I see a picture of Sydney Sweeney, I give it a like because I want more pictures of Sydney Sweeney. I don't want less. If I get less pictures of her, then I'm going to get fed stupid nonsense.
By the way, do we have anybody currently from Monday's show?
Not that I'm aware of. No.
Oh, we do now. So
Okay.
we will be talking with the plain truth guy on Monday. It looks like,
Okay. Good.
otherwise known as Flat Earth guy.
Right on.
He has some predictions that the Revelations is actually happening now as we speak, and so
we just have a couple days left.
I mean, I don't know how long. That's one of the things I want to talk to him about.
Well, at least we can kind of bank on he thinks that we've got till Monday.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. Let me see what he said earlier. He said it's
We're not being invaded by aliens. We're being invaded by demons.
Okay.
And that Revelations is taking place. And hang on, my friends.
All right. I'm in.
So I think we're going to talk to him for a little bit on Monday, if that's all right.
Works with me.
He had a little bit of a hesitation. Forgive me for saying this, Pastor Mike. A little bit of a hesitation until I've informed him that, once again, we are not Mike Jaselka and that he's coming to friendly territory.
Oh yeah.
And will not be ambushed or swatted aside.
I'm gonna beat him down.
That there will be discussion about what is happening next for the future of the world.
You're crazy. Why are you here? I'm just practicing.
No, you got to slam your wine glass down and hold your head until it turns red. There you go. Oh, flashbacks of the days of old. But I'm looking forward to that. I want to have him talk some stuff and tell us the future here.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
I already feel like I'm going to die half the days I'm alive. So if I'm going to go, I want to hope that at least everybody goes with me.
Yeah, right.
I'd rather hold hands with everybody and say, now we're judged. Let's go.
Kumbaya, motherfuckers. We're gone.
What do you think is going to happen?
On what?
Do you think there is going to be a judgment day? Or do you think we're just going
In our lifetime or ever?
Ever.
Ever, sure. In our lifetime, probably not.
Or do you think it's underground and that's it?
Nah, I mean, there probably will be at some point, but I think we're a long way from it. We're still too, as depraved as we are, we're not depraved enough.
How much worse can we get?
Oh, we can get a lot worse. We can get a whole lot worse. There's still people, large numbers of people that are living kind of, good, I guess, and wholesome, good, not not horrible. We have, I mean, if you think about it, the biblical definition in a lot of people is like that the trans people are like the the Sodom and Gomorrah type of a thing, the total decadent people, right? That's kind of how it's looked at right now. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah.
But that's still only like 1% of one country.
Right. Well,
And
that's
probably 1/10 of 1% of the world.
that's what I seem to sometimes forget. I think we do as Americans. We just kind of forget that there's other places around the world other than us that God is looking at. I mean, there's a whole lot of things going on this planet. And when it comes right down to it, we are a small part, bigger part than some places, but we're a small part of God's great plan here.
Sure. But it seems bigger because we have all the communication.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, if there's trans people in the Muslim world, they sure as fuck ain't on Twitter telling you that you need to appreciate them.
Right.
You know, they're just not doing that. They're hiding. They're hiding and putting their makeup on in their cave or wherever
if
they
you
are.
just look at Twitter, you would think the world is coming to an end at some point, like next week.
Of course. Yeah, I mean it's that whole you got to go outside principle every once in a while. You know, when you go outside and you get away from this for an hour even, you realize that the world ain't ending. You know, when you drive around and you're not working, when you're just driving around to drive around or something, or if you're taking a walk in a park or any such thing like that, you realize that it's not all doom and gloom. And really you realize that most of it's not. It's just we're bombarded by the ugliness.
And I'm very rarely away from the phone like you picked up there. I last night I lay down probably around 10:45.
Right.
Because I have difficulty sleeping at times.
Sure.
And I was laying there, it was 10:45. All of a sudden I'm getting texts about more people to book or this going on, that going on. And so I'm constantly bombarded with it constantly. And so it's tough for me to get away from all this shit. And I always have it when I'm driving. Wherever I go, I always have this news of bullshit. I mean, I have Sirius XM, so when I'm listening to the radio in the car, generally now it's Fox that I sit there and listen to. Well, I'm literally consumed by the news and horribleness of life.
Sure.
I mean, I think I need a vacation is what I need. I need to get away from all of it for just like a little while.
Well, dude, it's as simple or as hard as controlling it. Just like we were saying before. If you don't engage in it on Facebook, you won't have the arguments. Natalie makes my point, and she doesn't even know she's making my point. She says the reason I get all those girls is because that's all you click on. Exactly right. And that's the same reason that Seth gets all the political horseshit, because that's all he clicks on. You gotta just. Do you not? I mean, dude, you hear me on this show. Do you not think I want to just smash people in the face when I read them saying stupid things?
Well, I know,
but I just don't, because it's not worth the aggravation and the blood pressure raise.
I don't know if it's maybe a subconscious thing on my end that I think I'm actually going to change somebody's life,
Never.
and I'm going to change their opinions, and I don't know. Maybe it's that.
Well, I challenge every single person that has been changed by something on Facebook to come on the show now. You can take my job as the host. Anybody that's ever changed their opinion because of Facebook, come on the show now and take my spot. Because you obviously have a story to tell that I've never heard of or seen.
It is frustrating. I really did think that once Trump won, it was going to be, all right, this is good, this is fine, we're back on the right track and everything else. But now, as bad as the lunatics fucking were before he won, they're really almost worse now. I mean, at least I have the ability to sit back and say, well, you can complain and bitch all you want, but he won, and this is what's going to happen for the next 4 years. Sit back and enjoy, you dick. But at the same time, they're almost louder and more annoying now than they were before.
Are they louder, or are you listening more?
I don't know.
Because I don't hear it at all. I don't hear it at all.
You don't hear all the nonsense going on about this fucking
No.
immigration stuff? I mean,
No.
it was all over the news this morning. I'm watching Channel
Don't
19
watch the
news.
news. I don't
Well,
watch the
I
news.
do. I mean, it's part of my life. It's what I do. I have to do it for my jobs.
Sure.
So I need to know what's going on. So I'm watching Channel 19 news, and I don't know why. I mean, all they do is scare you to death. If the wind's going to blow, they have a first alert day telling you you might actually blow away.
Mhm.
Today might be the day you lose your house and end up in Oz. I mean, they're so fucking over the top with their weather. And I like Jeff Tanchek, good guy. And I want to have sex with most of the girls on Channel 19. But this morning they have this one girl who's sitting there at the news desk, and she goes, "People are now living in fear over ICE raids." No.
Yeah.
If you're a criminal, maybe you're living in fear. They made this huge deal about this restaurant. I won't even talk about it, but I think it was in Cleveland Heights or something. But huge deal about ICE going in and arresting an employee. Well, somebody that worked there said it really wasn't that big of a deal. They kind of walked in, took the guy that they needed to get, and that was it. But the left, Cleveland Heights, God knows, they're fucking crazy over there. They put up posters and, "Oh, we feel so bad for you. We're here for you. He's a criminal, for God's sakes." So yes, I think they are louder. I think they're fucking nuttier.
See,
I think they
don't.
really lost their minds.
I'm going to tell you why I don't. We just finished being led by a criminal for 4 years, and he was widely accepted. Everything he did, the laptop, the hookers, the blow, all that stuff, they just blew that off like it just wasn't happening. That's not real. All the money given away to the Ukraine. We got to take care of those people. The whole Jerusalem thing. It's for the betterment. They're used to supporting criminals. And you're somehow trying to convince them that you're right and their worship of criminality is wrong. It's never going to happen. Sometime I'll quote the good pastor here, or I'll quote for the good pastor. He's probably not going to not agree with me, but he'll understand. Sometimes you got to let the unconverted be unconverted. Sometimes you got to let them go to hell. You can only tell them so many times before they've made their own choice on where they're going to go. That's just it.
Maybe it's selfishness on my part. But I sit back and I say, how can you possibly be that blinded by hatred of Donald Trump that you can't see what's actually going on around you? How can you possibly forget about Donald Trump? Why can't these people say, I'm going to push Donald Trump out of my brain for 30 seconds and realize that there are people in this country that went out of their way to break the law to come in and committed crimes either before they got here or when they got here, and they need to go back to their own country.
Because they haven't been
I don't
trained
think this should not be like rocket science. This should not be something difficult to understand.
The problem is that they've been trained to oppose anything. If Donald Trump literally said, "I want to save kittens and puppies," you would have a line out the door of Democrats that would be there looking to kill cats and dogs.
Right.
You just would. That's just the way it is. They've been trained to adopt the view that they're force-fed through social media and through TV and everything else. They don't have their own thoughts. Honestly, I don't think many Republicans have their own thoughts either. There's very few that can look at it. There's very few people that can, we'll just use Donald Trump as an example. There are very few people on any side that can look at Donald Trump and name 3 good and 3 bad things that he's doing. Very few. And that just says that everybody's skewed one way or the other.
Brian said a couple of things here, and I'll get back to what you're saying.
Okay.
But I want to put these up before they disappear. Seth, there's only one person you need to be listening to on Sirius XM. That's Eddie Trunk. I'm assuming that's aimed at you.
That's aimed at me. And it's more aimed at the fact that there's a big shakeup in the rat world, and my guy that I do the show with is in the rat world. So people are looking to get me to comment on this, which I'm not going to do.
Is it something to do with Eric? Is he going to be all right?
Well, he's going to be fine, but there's definitely backstory that I will not say on the air.
Come on.
Not on the air.
Is he still playing with Steven?
Yeah, he has 16 more gigs that are on the books.
So he's contractually obligated to play 16 more shows, and then you're saying that things might change after that.
I'm saying that Stephen Piercy and Warren DeMartini are going to be playing at M3, and Eric will not be playing at M3.
All right, off the air, you're going to tell me the
Off
story.
the air, I'd be happy to tell you. On the air, I am not telling.
Seth wants everyone to get together and sing We Are the World. It's not going to happen. I never said that. That's a Mike Jaselka fucking argument. That's not a me argument. I don't want everybody to come together and have the same opinions, but what I'm saying is I don't think it's that fucking out of the realm of whatever to realize that some of these things are good ideas. You don't have to agree with having, RFK Jr. in there as the health guy. I don't care. I don't care whether you like.
But you do care.
I care because that's who I would like.
But you
I don't
care if
you
other
like Kash
people
Patel.
contest it. But you agree. But you care if people don't see it your way. If people think Kash Patel is the 20th hijacker, you're pissed.
That is what.
Who cares?
Wait a second. That's not right though.
Who cares?
I'm saying that I think that some of this stuff goes beyond right and left. The safety of our citizens in this country goes beyond right and left.
And I'll just let me be devil's advocate to your point, and then you can go. That is your opinion. My opinion is let them die. Let them be raped and killed by immigrants that come in. If they don't want to protect themselves, they don't want me to have this, so be it. I don't care. Let them die.
When you say stuff like that, it irritates the shit out of me because you're talking about my daughter. My daughter is going to be going off to college in a few months.
Your daughter will be able to
get
protect
raped
herself.
and killed by some fucking illegal immigrant. I mean, she's a $110 soaking wet, and she's not going to be able to fend somebody off. Even with a gun, she'd be lucky to fend somebody off. And my point is that those fuckers should not be here.
Is she going to do stupid things? Is she going to travel by herself?
Is it stupid that Laken Riley went for a jog in Georgia on a nice day?
Stupid, but safe, no.
When did it become stupid or a crime for a young girl to go for a jog? It shouldn't be that way here. If that dumb bastard wasn't in this country, that doesn't happen to her.
Don't disagree, but there's just as many serial killers that are in this country that are born and bred.
I understand, but
they should be taken off the planet too. I don't disagree with that. What I'm saying is that in today's world, in 2025, you have to be smarter. You should be carrying a weapon. Your daughter, when she's 21, she absolutely should be packing heat. Absolutely. If she's going to be out by herself, she should be carrying. Even now at 18 years old, she should at a minimum have mace in hand if she's out by herself. In hand, not in her purse somewhere, walking down the street in hand. Dude, you've seen me. Am I the kind of person that you would easily look at as a mark on the street? And yet I carry my pistol everywhere I go. Why? Because I'm not going to let that happen. I take precaution, and I guarantee you if somebody ever comes at me, I'm going to put a bullet right in their fucking skull. Because I'm not going to be the victim. I'm not looking to change the world, but I will change anybody that tries to change mine.
I mean, I am a mark. I am an absolute
and
mark.
You should be carrying. We've said that 100 times. You should absolutely be carrying. You should.
I don't know, man. I just think that should be like an obvious.
It isn't obvious. I don't disagree with you.
My dog's sitting in there.
Yeah, I know. He's getting all amped up on this conversation. I don't disagree with you that in a perfect world, none of this would be a problem. I wish we could go back to the perfect world whenever that was. Unfortunately, we can't. We've groomed it. Look, we got to this point not quickly. We got to this point. The reason it's so dangerous now is the last 25 or 30 years of lack of discipline. We haven't disciplined anybody. We've let everybody go with participation trophies. We've told them that they're all good no matter what they're doing. Everything they do is right. Nothing could ever be wrong. We've groomed that for 25 years. Now we're at the point of this is what you get. People that kill and don't give a shit. People that push people into trains because they think it's funny. People that don't follow the basic laws of coming in and out of this country. We've groomed that. You're not going to change it just like that. It's going to take as many years, if not more, to fix. It's just the way it is.
I guess. It's frustrating because I don't understand why some people just don't see it though. I mean,
because they weren't raised properly. You were raised knowing the rules that you think are the rules now. You were raised into that. So for you, you can't see it any other way. Well, a 22-year-old that's never had any responsibility and their mom was their parent or their friend, not their parent, and, just didn't have that respect the police, respect your elders, please, thank you. Those people, they don't know what you're talking about. They think you're fucking crazy. How dare you put a rule on me that says that I can't grab somebody by the ass when they walk down the road? Who are you to tell me? I've been allowed to do whatever I want forever. That's their mindset, dude.
How about a GoFundMe? Seth Gun Fund. Now, if I want a gun, I'll get one, I guess. I mean, I want one. I don't know why I hesitate the way that I do.
Because it's a mental change.
Did you see, even our own mayor, did you see Justin Bibb?
What did he do?
He said yesterday that he will not follow the federal immigration laws.
Good, then arrest his ass.
He won't help ICE. He won't do anything to...
Then arrest his ass.
I mean, we talked to Senator Bernie Moreno this morning. He said that when we told him what was going on with that, he said, I'm going to look into that, and if that's the case, then I'm going to stop funding in Cleveland. Now you're punishing, citizens. I don't know. I don't get it.
Well, and again, like we said at the beginning of the show, it's just going to take one or two of these people to be arrested, like legitimately arrested. It's going to take, what's that guy, the ICE guy's name? Horan or something?
Tom
Homan. Yeah. That guy has to, one of these dumb mayors that's saying that they're going to not help or fight him or whatever. You just need him to show up with a couple ICE agents, grab him by the hair and drag him out and put him in jail and take the picture and float it out there. And I promise you the rest of these complete lacking of balls mayors will fall in line. You just got to arrest one, maybe two. No more than two.
Cleveland is officially a sanctuary city.
Great.
You know what's sad, though, is that they're more than happy to protect the illegals that are here, but if we do something wrong, we'll go to jail forever.
Yeah, of course.
Holman is an alpha. No, Holman is beyond that. Holman doesn't put up with any shit at all. We've talked to the guy numerous times, and he will not put up with the damn thing.
Right. Yeah, he's not going to play.
And
that's what I'm saying. It's just going to take one of them to get arrested, and then we're in.
Did you see Selena Gomez the other night?
Oh, the whining? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she really did ruin a pretty hot image I had of her by being a whiny twat. Ugh.
Not whining. I mean, she's blubbering.
I know. She's losing her mind.
And a lot of them are.
Yeah. Well, good. Lose your mind. It doesn't matter.
Dude, there's like a zoo in my house, dude.
I know. I hear the dog going
and
crazy.
That was a cat. There's like animals everywhere in this fucking house. And now we're actually watching my sister-in-law's dog.
Right.
And so she's got like a Shih Tzu.
Okay. And
so we have a Shih Tzu, we have a Beagle walking around, we have 3 cats walking around, and a tortoise walking around. And this stupid cat is chasing some shit in this room and going nuts, dude. It's a fucking zoo here. I should charge admission.
It's funny.
It's funny, except for it sucks. Try going to sleep with fucking animals everywhere.
No thanks. That's why I don't have pets.
The only one that doesn't do it is a damn tortoise.
I guess that'd be an okay pet. Do they make any noise?
No, she doesn't. She just sits there.
Well, as long as they just do that, that's a good pet. That and goldfish.
That's what I've
Silent
always
pets.
wanted. It's just a nice fish.
Silent pets.
Why don't they house the illegals in the Brown Stadium? There you go. Yeah, that's what I don't understand. If Justin Bibb, I almost called him Leon. If Justin Bibb wants all these illegals roaming around, open up his little mayor's mansion down there and let him in.
Yeah, it's not his problem. He's just gonna make the laws so that other people have to deal with this shit.
Seth, take a gun class. You can rent one for the range. Get comfortable, then buy one. I don't want all that
true.
hassle. I don't plan on shooting you very much. I just want to
That
shoot
is
somebody
right,
if they
though.
come in the house.
Yeah, but still, you gotta have one that feels comfortable in your hand, or you'll be fumbling around with it if somebody does come in your house.
Get to just try it at the store. Hold it,
No.
and feel it, and move it around and stuff.
Well, you could do that, I guess, but he makes a good point about going to the range and just you go to the range, you spend $20, you shoot a couple, shoot 5 rounds on 5 different guns or something, and figure out what you want. Never know, you might get there and be like, "Oh, this is great. I'm gonna be a daily member here at this shooting club."
Dude, what the fuck, man? Is Brian trying to get on our shit list today? Is that what he wants?
I don't know. He's just trolling to troll, I guess.
Send the illegals to these assholes' homes. That's what I'm saying, man. And all these, stupid dumb fucks in Menor and Cleveland Heights that want to, bitch about the illegals getting rounded up and taken the fuck out. Open up your doors. I guarantee you these people go to bed at night with their doors locked shut.
Of course they do.
They don't want anybody coming in.
No, of course not. Why would they? Well, I mean, dude, you've seen those videos where they walk up and ask these liberal nut jobs, "Oh, are you for taking care of them and housing the illegals?" And then they walk up with 3 illegals right behind them and say, "Oh, this is Jorge and this is Jose. They'll be staying with you now." And the people are like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 not my house." They immediately back off of it once it's actually in their face.
See, I can go to Litchfield and shoot guns with Frank Worley, the Elvis guy, man.
Nice.
That would be awesome.
There you go.
Only Frank if you suit up in full Elvis gear, man. I want to see that big ass heavy Elvis suit on, holding a big Magnum or some shit, dude. I don't know. I think I should arm myself at this point now, especially with everybody losing their fucking minds.
Of course. And you being a well-known red hatter, you should definitely have a gun.
Yeah, me fighting everybody.
That's what I'm saying. You should have a gun. Dude, just the fact that I'm not a bleeding heart liberal, that's one of the reasons I carry a gun. Because I know these fucking lunatics, and somebody's eventually going to step to me, and I'm either going to shoot them or I'm going to beat them to death with the gun, one or the other.
What's a Burna frangible?
I don't know what that is.
Pepper ball launcher?
I don't know what that is.
Was that bad? A pepper ball launcher? Can you get something non-lethal?
Well, you could, I guess, if you're afraid to have a real gun.
I don't think it's afraid to have a real gun.
I guess that's just like a real gun. It looks like it.
Maybe I should do that for the show. I should go out and shoot with Elvis.
That'd be fun.
We could make a video and it would be a viral sensation.
See, but if you're going to buy this pepper ball gun thing, I just looked it up real quick. You're going to buy this? Why not buy a gun? It's $400.
Yeah, dude, if it was like $50, I'd be like, all right, I'll get one of those.
Yeah, it's $400. Nah, I'll just buy one that shoots bullets. That way I'm sure you're laying down if I hit you.
Yeah, if somebody attacks me, I want to make sure that they're dead, dude.
Of course.
I don't want to spray them with pepper.
Yeah, I don't want them sneezing. I want them dead.
We've lost our minds as a nation, dude.
Yeah,
We've
we
lost our way.
Yeah, and it ain't coming back. I think I
You know-
said that to you a year ago. It ain't coming back.
I'm thinking over the next 4 years we can get some of it back.
You are going to see these liberal idiots just plotting for the next run. They've already started.
What do you mean?
When did Trump take office? Last Monday?
Yeah.
2 Mondays ago.
No, it's been a week.
1 week. So last Monday.
Week and a half now. So, yeah.
If J.D. Vance doesn't win the presidency in 2028, you are going to get the pendulum swinging opposite exact feature on that Monday in 2029, where they're just going to rip through everything Trump did and fuck it up. Everything. They're going to have a stack 150 executive orders high.
I'm trying to think of who they could put up, though, that could actually win. I mean, I realize 4 years is a long time, but really, campaigning is going to begin in 2 years. Because Trump is, you can't run again. So
Yeah.
in 2 years, you're going to have people on both sides figuring out who they're going to stick out there. Now, you say JD, I don't know, maybe. DeSantis is still a guy that I think could really has a shot at winning.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who on the left you put up.
The problem is it ain't gonna matter. I hate to tell you this, but much like with Trump this time, it didn't matter. It just Biden was so bad they could have put me or you up there, and we would have done okay. We probably would have won. Biden was a goddamn disaster, and Kamala's the most hateable person ever. You know, Trump obviously had his points and his supporters, and that runs deep as well. But let's face it, Trump may not have won if they had a legitimate candidate to run.
But what
Even
I'm saying,
you didn't believe he was going to win.
No, but if you put up a legitimate candidate, who's that legitimate candidate going to be? They got to put up somebody somewhat legitimate. Is it Gavin Newsom? Is it? They said AOC. I don't think she's a legitimate candidate.
No, she's not a legitimate candidate.
You can't run Kamala again.
No, Gavin Newsom. I mean, yeah, he burned his state down, but they'll forgive him for that. They're liberals; they forgive everything, so they'll forgive him for burning down California.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who you put up there other than him.
He's dangerous.
He is so far left.
Yeah, and look at his dumb state. That's a big state that nobody can figure out what a lunatic they keep electing. I have family members that have already told me they would vote for Gavin Newsom.
Really?
Oh yeah. They like him. They like the cut of his jib.
An old school Dem doesn't exist anymore. You're correct. I mean, there isn't an old school JFK type Democrat.
No.
I don't know.
Not an old school Republican either, really.
Well, Trump did that. Trump created a new Republican Party. You have old school Republicans that don't like the new Trump way, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Tim Walz?
No.
I don't know, man. I don't think that's the way to go.
No. That was part of the problem there. You had Kamala and Walz. An unknown lunatic and a known lunatic.
So I don't know where you go from here. With the left, with the Democrats. I mean, with the Republicans, I know you got, like you said, you got JD, you got
DeSantis.
the Florida governor, you got DeSantis. And so,
and the Texas guy.
Which Texas guy?
What's the guy's name in Texas?
The governor?
Yeah.
Abbott. You think people will vote for a guy in a wheelchair?
They did once.
Fetterman.
Look, Fetterman had a lot more brain power than the guy we just had.
I agree. He's even starting to come around a little bit. You see, dude, there's something in the air at Mar-a-Lago. You got on Mar-a-Lago, all of a sudden you're like ready to suck Trump's dick, dude.
No, it's probably a lot of hookers and
What is there that is so exciting? I have to see it.
everybody that goes to Mar-a-Lago and comes back out of Mar-a-Lago thinking that Trump is great. It reminds me of when Dennis Kucinich got on the plane with Obama.
Yeah.
And then came back and was like, he got on a plane and said, I'll never vote for what this guy stands for. He gets off the plane 6 hours later. He's like, yep, you got my vote.
Obamacare, let's go.
Yeah, got it. I'm in.
I'm friends with Dennis Kucinich.
Did you ever ask him what the hell was said on that plane?
I know I have a good friend who's really good friends with Dennis. But, I mean, Dennis, this is one of the reasons I love Dennis so much, is that Dennis, once he found out I was in the hospital, started calling my wife to get updates from her to see how I was doing. And he literally called me in the hospital when I was there to check on me, and a couple of different times.
Sure.
There was one point where I was going fucking nuts, dude. Like, I was literally, because I was there over a month.
Right.
And I thought that they were going to keep me there, right?
Right.
Like, I had these, like, weird thoughts in my head, like, they're going to try to keep me here. I'm going to be locked up in this hospital for the rest of my life. I'm never getting out of here. And so I called Dennis Kucinich. And I might have been a little bit up on some medications and stuff like that. And I said, Dennis, I'm sorry to bother you, but I'm having these thoughts that they're going to try to keep me here in this hospital. I'm never going to be able to get out. And he just started laughing at me. It's like, they can't keep you in the hospital. Do not worry. He said, if they try to keep you in the hospital, you call me and I will take care of it and I will get you out of there. And I was able to sleep good that night because Dennis Kucinich said that. So Dennis is a good dude. I think that something really serious happened up in that plane.
I do too. And somehow I would start by looking at the bank accounts and seeing where the bag of money went to.
I don't know, man. I think
because he got on that plane saying no way.
I don't think it was money. I think it was maybe they threatened him with his career, saying he'll never work here again, this kind of thing. And I mean, who knows how serious it got? I don't know.
Maybe Big Mike beat him up. Could be.
But there's got to be something that happened because he's a good dude. He doesn't go back on his word a lot.
He did on that one. I know I was furious when that happened.
All the good ones like RFK and Tulsi aren't Dems anymore.
Yeah, RFK was going at it with
Ted Cruz.
Pocahontas today.
He was going out with everybody, man. They were ripping him a new one.
Yeah,
which I kind of understand. I mean, like, I was a Democrat for years upon years, anti-vax guy. I mean, he wrote books on anti-vax stuff.
Right.
And now all of a sudden he's like, no. I'm not an anti-vax guy.
So are you not for him?
I like him only because I know somebody that really knows him well. And he says that he vouches for him, says, hey, man, he's a good dude. You know, he is a guy that wants to make people healthy. I mean, you've seen that guy's body. His body is ripped.
He is ripped for a 65-year-old guy or whatever he is.
Yeah, so I think he really does want to do the good thing and get rid of some of this unhealthy shit in our food, which God knows. Yeah. As long as it tastes okay, I'm fine with him doing.
Sure.
I mean, he even came out today. He said, if you want a cheeseburger, have a cheesurger. If you want to, whatever.
Said about him today?
Huh?
Did you hear what his sister said about him today?
Oh yeah, she's a whore though. What'd she say?
That he's a bully and that he keeps snakes or he keeps predatory animals as pets.
Oh, I heard that.
And he feeds them by sticking rats and snakes in blenders to scare people or some shit. That was like crazy talk.
That whole family's kind of a little bit out there, but
yeah.
Hey, look, I mean, he may be a little bit out there, but if that's who Trump wants, and I got to support the president, that's who I'm going to support.
Right.
I mean, if Trump doesn't like what he's doing, to fire him. We know that about Trump, right?
Yeah. Trump will not wait around. That's for sure. He's not going to wait to see how it goes.
No. And so I'm more than happy to, go along with it until it doesn't work. But he said, look, if you want a cheeseburger, go get a fucking cheeseburger. That's fine. But what he wants to do is say, I'm going to tell you, though, why these cheeseburgers are bad for you.
Yeah.
Okay, well, they do that kind of shit now. They put all these calories and shit on the menus now. They haven't stopped me from getting what I wanted.
Yeah. Have you ever read it?
I
never
briefly looked at it and gone, shit, that looks really bad, but I'm going to get it anyways.
Yeah, I don't care. It tastes good though. That's always my answer. It tastes good though.
And then one of the things he wants to do is he wants to say that these pharmaceutical companies can't advertise on TV.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know, First Amendment, dude, you should be able to do what you want to do as long as you're not lying to people.
Well, yeah, and they don't lie. They definitely tell you, well, if you take this, it'll give you every disease under the
Yeah,
under
it could
the
cause
sun.
near-death experiences and everything
Yeah.
else.
Yeah, that's always funny because half the commercial has to be with it may cause this. It's like 43 things.
All right, we got to take a quick break here. Do we have the new Mario commercial?
It is up there.
All right, can you play this and a couple more?
Sure.
And then we will be right back. Tony Masasha is going to be calling in. It is the Seth Williams Show with Chris Aiken.
Attention metalheads. Want to rep the classic metal show everywhere you go? Head to the CMS store and grab some killer swag. Whether it's coffee cups, t-shirts, wall art, or even phone cases, we've got you covered with all things CMS, featuring our iconic logo and badass mascot Rex. Don't miss out. Visit cmsstore.cmspn.com today. Support the show, show off your style, and rock on with the classic metal show.
Right back here on the Seth Williams Show with Chris Aiken. Told you, man, I have not been feeling good today at all.
No. What do you got? The flu?
I don't know, but I had to rush out of here, and not pleasant.
Well, you got
Day, man, I'm telling
you
you.
got an hour and 2 minutes to go. Can you
Oh,
make
my
it an
God.
hour and 2 minutes?
We're gonna certainly try.
Nice.
Something's going around the station, man, and it ain't good.
Yeah, it's going around everywhere, man. Everybody's sick. It's COVID, man. It's back.
I don't know what it is, but
This time we got to stand 12 feet away from each other instead of 6 feet. That's why we couldn't crush the curve last time. Shut up.
every food Seth eats will be subject to bans under RFK. There's a good possibility of that.
It could be.
And we were talking today earlier. Matt and I were going. Matt, there, we're going at it about. Did you see that they stopped like $50 million in condoms going over to Gaza?
I did see that. I didn't understand the story, but I didn't read it either. I saw the headline and just figured that it was just YouTube headline bullshit. So,
And people were saying it's fake. People were saying it's real. Trump even reiterated it today when he was talking. But I guess it's kind of true. It's like kind of in the middle of truth.
okay.
They have like a medical bunch of money that was supposed to be going over there to Gaza, and part of it was for like $23 for every 2 million people. I don't know what it was, but ended up being for contraception. So that definitely was truth that was going on there, but it's still part of a different package.
And why do I give two shits what some guy in the Gaza Strip is doing with his dick?
I don't know.
Why do I need to fund helping that in any way?
Why do you need to fund anything that goes over on the Gaza
Well, yeah,
Strip?
that too. But I mean, certainly I don't care about what they're doing, in the bedroom or in the backwoods of their cave or whatever they live in.
Right. I don't know. It's trying to get rid of unnecessary chemicals in food, and yet those commercials need to go away. And yes, those commercials need to go away. Only do this now. Well, again, if he gets rid of stuff that's unhealthy in food, I guess that's not necessarily a bad thing. Would you be opposed to that?
But the commercials going away?
Or would you be opposed to taking some of the unhealthy stuff out of the foods that you like?
I don't think it should be by law. I don't think that they should do that. I would be more interested though if they put some kind of label on it that said this has red dye in it. It's known to cause cancer. Eat it at your own risk. That I'd be fine with. I don't need the government telling me what to do.
The government tells you what to do in a lot of ways, though.
Yeah, but I don't listen.
Well, you do.
I do?
You do.
In what way?
The government tells you how fast you should go in your car, and the government tells you
I've never sped before. You're right.
no, but you have to put up the consequences if you get caught, right?
Well, there's two different things about consequences or doing what they say. I'll definitely take consequences for my actions, but I rarely listen to them. I absolutely will drive drunk if I'm drunk. I don't give a shit. That's my choice. If I get in trouble for it, well, that's the penalty I pay for doing it. I've never not done something because I let me take that back because I have, but I definitely do not look to what the government says I should be doing before I make a choice.
You pay taxes.
Yeah, and not by choice, and I look for any way possible to fucking get around the system. Any way possible.
Yeah, I'm
Believe
looking.
me.
I'm still looking for that too.
Believe me, if dude undoes the IRS, if he gets rid of the IRS, whoever he props up for president in 2028 is winning.
Absolutely.
That is the golden ticket. If he can get rid of the theft that is the IRS, because that is just robbery. The fact that all of us work for between 20 and 40% of our time to pay the fucking government is ridiculous. Ridiculous.
I'd put a statue outside of my house if we got rid of the IRS.
I would too. I would be thrilled. Are you kidding me? You know how much better my business would be doing, my pinball business, if there wasn't a holy shit. If 40% of the money didn't go away, oh my God, that would be so nice.
Well, that may be something more necessary than like I want to.
Yeah.
I think I'm missing out on stuff like that when it comes right down to it. I know that there's got to be grants and there's got to be tax breaks and there's got to be different things that I could get being disabled that I have not looked into.
Well, there are, dude. Me and you are both guilty of that. You know, I at the end of last year, in December, I got all hyped up about doing that, and I just haven't quite followed it all the way through, yet. But like I can get money from the military. You know,
right.
there's military benefits that I don't get, plus regular benefits that I should get and don't get, and grants and all that other stuff. But see, I'm all for this, Matthew. I'm 1,000% for 40% in sales tax. I'm fine with 40% sales tax, because then I'm only being taxed on what I spend.
Yeah,
I'm not paying shit like here in Ohio, this stupid cocksucking fucking Rita tax.
Yep.
You know, which is an absolute joke. Why do I give two shits about paying for roads in a town I don't live in? Why do I do that? Because this state sucks a ginormous cock. That's why.
Matthew would be upset with a 40% sales tax? I mean,
I would love a flat tax.
a flat tax is the way to go. I don't think it would be 40%.
Even if it was, think about if you had, first of all, how much do you pay in your taxes? State, Fed, Rita, etc. You probably pay 40 now, right? Between them all?
Yeah.
And then you're paying sales tax now of 6% or 7% on top of that, correct?
Yep.
Plus you're paying property tax of probably 1 or 2%, right?
I don't want to talk about what I'm paying. Yeah.
Well, so you add all that together, that's probably 50% of your earnings. Roughly 50% of your earnings.
Right.
If you got all that back, if you had double your money right now, but you had to pay an extra 33% at the grocery store, you won. You made a 17% raise.
Yep.
That's the math. And I'm not good at math. I'm sure somebody will tell me where that's wrong, but that's just basic math in my head. Is that's a almost 20% raise for doing the same thing and not being extorted by the goddamn every hand that's out there. How much would gas cost if they didn't have the tax on the gas?
Tax on the gas, yeah.
The gas prices would be what, 50, 60 cents lighter per gallon?
Yeah.
Times what, 20 gallon tank? $10? $10 a fill up? How many times you fill up your car in a week? Between
Dude,
you and the
you
wife,
understand?
twice?
Oh God, dude, you don't understand. Like, I
that's
put in $20. I put $20 into my gas tank.
Yeah.
It gives me half a tank. Half.
Yeah.
And I'm out I'm putting probably $20 in a day or every other day with the job that I do.
I'll answer this. What about people that can't afford to pay 40% sales tax? Buy less things.
You know what that means also then? You're getting taxes from people like drug dealers.
Yeah.
Because now all of a sudden they have to pay money. Because they still have to eat. They still have to put gas in their cars.
That's right. Flat tax would boom the economy. It would boom it.
It would. It would be absolutely great for the economy.
And to be serious to Natalie in her question there, I'm quite sure for people that are legitimately in, that would break them, I'm sure there'd be programs just like there are now with welfare and WIC and all that other stuff. So what are those called? EBT?
Yeah.
All that
The
stuff.
best story I ever saw with EBT.
Yeah.
I was at a grocery store, right?
Uh-huh.
And the person in front of me, it was a grocery store / liquor store, one of these combo deals.
Right.
The person in front of me had a bunch of groceries. Most of it wasn't very healthy shit, but they had maybe $200 in groceries, and they used their little EBT government assistance cards.
Right.
And they paid for their groceries. Okay. Behind that, they had a little separator. Yeah. And it had like 5 bottles of liquor and got like 6 packs of cigarettes, right? Right. And then they paid it all with this big wad of cash that this dumb fuck pulled out of his pocket. This bastard had plenty of money to buy his groceries and yet was using his EBT card to get groceries. Well, and then a stack of cash, more than I had in my bank account, to buy like 6, 7, 8 bottles of liquor and 6 packs of cigarettes. You dumb bastard.
Well, you gotta use whatever you got, man.
I guess. All right, he's on the line. You know him, you love him. Our restaurant reporter, Tony Masaccio. How are you, my friend?
Good, gentlemen. How are you?
Good,
so,
Tony.
With that being said, remember when we used to give away turkeys in front of the stadium, and people would pull up, Chris, with Mercedes, Cadillacs, fur coats.
Oh, yeah.
And then they wouldn't ask for 1 turkey. They would ask for 4, and then they'd go sell it on West 6th Street. Welcome to America, baby.
Not surprising.
Yeah, it's exactly, again, if there's cash involved or if there's items involved, obviously you're talking about stores, people, they'll get away with it or try and get away with things.
Of course.
It's
anything for $1, man.
Yeah.
Anything.
That's why when cash goes away and the government wants this to happen, then you're done.
Because then they have total control.
Yep. So.
What are you up to, Tony?
So actually, you know what? Unfortunately, I got some sombering news here. I had to let my dog put my dog down 2 days ago.
Yeah. Oh, man,
so
I'm sorry.
I don't know if you've ever had that happen. And I've always, I've had dogs all my life. And this dog, it's a blessing in disguise, I guess. It had diabetes. It had cataracts. It had diabetes. It had a heart problem. I was giving this thing like 9 medicines a day.
Ugh.
Wow.
So yeah, it cost us, obviously a lot of money, but you got a child, it turns in your child. You got a dog, Seth, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
And they're a lot of work.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. It's not
That's why I don't have a dog now, because I had the last one I had to put down. I was like, I'm not doing this again.
Yeah, me too.
I can't do it.
Chris, and it's the first time I've ever done this. I got to tell you, brought it to the veterinarian. They give it the Valium shot, and then they give him the shot. And actually, my friend is a veterinarian, and she was even tearing. It's tough. It really is.
I had
Uh,
a dog that I got with my ex-wife back in the day, and lived to be like 18 years old. So it was an old
wow.
dog. And one day came home and it had messed on the floor, messed on itself, and you couldn't see much anymore. And it was selfish for me not to do it sooner. But I love that dog. That dog is like my best friend.
Yeah.
And I couldn't even go. My wife ended up taking the poor dog to the thing to the vet to have it put down, and she was in tears, and I just sat at home in tears. It was a nightmare. And it took me a very long time to get another dog. Now I got another dog, and she's like my best friend again. But
yeah, and I think I'm done. This is it, like you had said, Chris. This is, I'm looking for the dog. I'm waiting for it to, its little collar, and it's hard. It's part of your family. But anyways,
sorry, Tony.
so obviously we heard. I don't know if you guys talked about this. All the people that just got rounded up with ICE.
Right.
And unfortunately, one of my accounts, which is Cilantro Taqueria, which is on Coventry, one of my best margarita customers, he had a roundup of 6 people, closed down for 2 days. Luckily, they're open. You know what, though? They gave it a shot. Of course, they had some illegals there, and it happens at all of these restaurants. It's not just Mexican restaurants.
Right.
It's in a lot of restaurants that you can't find people to work. So, of course, they're finding whoever they can that is going to work. And I have, in my gutter cleaning business, I have 2 Mexican guys that work for me. Luckily, they're legal. They're the hardest workers in the world. These guys are at work at 6 o'clock in the morning, and they work until dark. And I have guys that only do like 1 or 2. These guys will do 4 or 5 gutter cleaning jobs. So, you know what? It's a double-edged sword is what I'm saying here. But you still got to be legal, because I have to pay taxes. They got to pay taxes. Otherwise, if you don't, you're screwed in the long run. And that's what's going to happen to this.
Well, and I don't want to be the negative guy, but I guess I will here. Everybody, even if they came over illegally, knew that they had the opportunity to fix that.
Yes.
Up until now, there's been plenty of years, not just 3 months or whatever. There's been years that people could have said, well, I'm here illegally. And they were looking over both shoulders, making sure when they go to work every day that they weren't being, tracked down. They had years to get it together, to take the courses, to do the tests, to do the paperwork and whatnot. And they didn't do it. And again, you don't want to see anybody thrown out and thrown to the wilderness. I mean, nobody wants that, but at the same time, you got to do things the legal way. I mean, why don't you try, Tony, to go for the next year and not pay any taxes?
I'm done.
What happens? You'll find your way into a different kind of a box.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah. And you know what? And I've gotten audited twice in my business. Luckily I'm legitimate. It was just to draw the cards.
Mm-hmm.
And it's scary. You know what I mean? Just that particular, being interviewed and checking your records. So, yeah. And I agree with you, Chris. Here's another thing, too. I'm friends with Elk and Elks. And they actually say that statistically they're talking about doing something illegal. 20 to 30% of the people that are on the road do not have driver's license.
Oh, yeah.
So guess what? They also do not have insurance. So you get hit by that person, you're done.
Yeah.
And that happened to me with my old Corvette, where I got hit by somebody that did not have insurance. It came out of my uninsured motorist that I had to take care of my vehicle. Yeah. So, again.
So why do these restaurants and stuff hire these people? I know that there's been a lot of restaurants that have been, raided, and I'm sure there's a couple around us over here, Tony, that have the possibility of something like that happening. I mean, I understand. You don't think Americans want those jobs, or do Americans not want those jobs because they want to get paid a fair wage? I mean, they're not paying these illegals a good fair wage. You wouldn't
Yeah,
think.
that's a great point. But you know what? You look at Mexican restaurants, you look at Chinese restaurants, you look at ethnic restaurants, Indian restaurants. Who's inside of those? They're you know what I mean? The people that their culture, their ethnicity, and they get to, they get fed lunch, dinner. They give them obviously got to give them some kind of wage for them to stay there.
Right.
But that's their livelihood. And then the smart ones are the ones. That's why Mexican restaurants keep popping up, and not as much of any other ethnic culture. It's they figure it out, they get money, and then they start their own. And that's that's part of this world. I mean, I see that in my industry where I've been doing this for 30 years, selling margarita mix. That the restaurant branches off from the guy who started off as a busboy, a server, a cook, manager. Then he becomes an owner or a partner. But again, it's long hours, it's hard work. And to answer your question, they'll do anything, Seth. They need the work, they need the money, and they have to do whatever they have to make a livelihood, not only for themselves, but also if they have families here.
Right.
Is it right or wrong? No, of course not. You know what? Because we're all paying taxes.
Right.
And it's unfortunate with us, and I agree with you, Chris. That's exactly what we got to look at. I mean, in the long run, you got to pay your taxes. Otherwise, there's no infrastructure.
Right.
This country would be done. And you know what? When people came over from the old country in the 20s, well, it was the same thing. Do you think there was illegal aliens then that did not pay taxes? Of course there were. Now it's a little bit easier for them to track it. And problem again, we have way too much population. I mean, you're looking at 3 times, 4 times the amount of population from the 1920s to 2025.
Yeah. I'll tell you another problem we have too is people of our age, like in the 40 to 60 range, we have done a horrible job at teaching our kids that they need to produce. That's one of the reasons that there's so many illegals that end up working in these various industries, because these kids that are 20 and 22 or whatever, they all think they're going to be YouTube stars making $500,000 a year. None of them have a work ethic at all. None.
You're right. Chris, you called it. It's work ethics. When I was 11 years old, I went to work with my dad washing windows.
Yeah.
I had a paper route. If you wanted something, you weren't given it. You had to earn it. My daughter at 13, 14 years old, she washed windows with me. And I enjoyed it. I mean, we had a nice little bond. My son was the same way. But that's where it starts. It starts in the families. And again, you know what? I don't condone the fact that, people are coming over in a different country, but you got to do it the right way, number one. And number two, there are jobs out there. People, like you said, people don't want to work. What's going to happen 10, 20 years from now? And everything has become much more expensive.
Yeah.
You look at this egg thing. This is insane. I feel sorry for these breakfast places. I went out to breakfast the other day. There was a $1.50 egg charge.
Wow.
Over the bill, over the cost of the omelet. Is that insane? It's going to be like going out to eat, where there's the cork charge. It'll be the cracking of the egg charge. Bring your own eggs.
But here the problem is right now, Tony, is that Trump isn't going after just the family that came across trying to make a good living. He's going after these criminals that have records, that have committed major crimes, and he's taking them away. So I don't know anything about the restaurant in Cleveland Heights. I know that they've been getting a lot of love from the Cleveland Heights folks that aren't going to open their doors for those illegals. That's for damn sure. But the guy did something wrong. That's why they were there.
Exactly. And then there's another side of the story. I have a friend who's actually Hispanic, and I talked to her this morning, and she had said they did not get arrested. And I don't know if that's a story, if there was only half of them that got arrested or half of them with the problem once they put the cuffs on them. Because, again, they're open today. And I'm looking this up where if that does occur, it's like an $11,000 fine per employee. That's just the start. Then they
Right.
got to look at, the back pay of these employees that, of course, they didn't pay the government. So again, there's always two sides to the story. In this situation, there could be three sides of the story.
Yeah.
But do I fault Trump? No. You know what? This has got to be taken care of. And for those who are not paying taxes, like you had said, it opens up your eyes. You got to do this legitimately. And again, people, again, it happens to this day where, years ago, my dad and the window, they paid all under the table. Now, I 1099 my guys, I have employees. I mean, it's different today than when my dad had this business in 1947.
Right.
It wasn't 10 people that came across. We're talking tens of millions of people that came
Correct.
across. I mean, you can't have that. Look, I posted on Facebook today to promote the show. All the shit that you need if you or I wanted to take off today and move to Canada. You need a language test. You need a job. You need funds in your bank account. You need no criminal record. You need all this different shit. If you and I wanted to take off and move to Canada today, we need to be vetted and we need to be processed through their laws. But yet we have people here in Cleveland Heights and all over the place that think it's okay to just let everybody in. It's not the way it works anywhere else. It's not the way it works here either. We have laws.
So all of those actors that want to leave because Trump just got elected, do they have criminal records? Because I would love to see them go to Canada.
Well, they must have criminal records because not a one of them that said they were going has left.
Yeah. Don't you love this? You know what? And again, I feel sorry for their houses that burned down. No, I don't. Because they got a ton of money and they have other homes. And you know what? That's why California, they're weird people anyways. They built in an area where they keep the water running. That Kardashian said she keeps her water running 24 hours in her little fountain that she had in her backyard. Well, guess what? Now it came back to bite you in the ass.
Yeah.
There you go.
And, just like my brother and sister live in Arizona, they have bans on water in July and August. You can only go on obviously they have no grass in the front yard like we do. We have Lake Erie. Guess what? They moved out there. Here's your consequences. I'm sorry. I'll take my snow on my roof for 6 weeks and get it 5 degrees. My house is still standing.
Exactly.
Did I say it out loud? Yes, I did. I love you guys.
Well, Tony, I'm really sorry about your dog, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's very nice. So it's always nice to talk to you guys on a Wednesday evening.
Right.
So this Saturday, I am going to be live at the Marriott Hotel. You're going to hear about this. Actually, Channel 8, Kenny Crumpton just talked about this. They've been doing it for 12 years. It's called Soup for the Soul. And it is a benefit that actually helps out high school kids that cannot afford college. And they're granting them college scholarships, which is wonderful.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Are there going to be any illegals cooking?
There could be.
We're notifying ICE as we speak.
So I am going to be serving there from 2 o'clock till 5. But I'll be live at 10 o'clock in the morning at the Marriott. And I'm going to talk about the restaurants that are down the street, which is Cooper's Hawk and BJ's. And I was just at the haunted house last Saturday. I told you about the challenge that they're having. How cool is that?
That's
So I saw some. You were talking about BJ's, the restaurant, right? Not BJ's,
Yes.
not where I'd like to be right now. The other store, but yeah, BJ's, the restaurant, has a fantastic looking thing called the Pizookie.
Yes.
It's like a cookie with ice cream and shit all over it. It looks absolutely amazing.
It's like an ice cream cookie brownie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's interesting you say that because I've been going there since they opened up. They're right on Harvard next to Cooper's Hawk. And now they're starting to advertise. It is literally, it's a national chain.
Yeah.
They're known for their brewery, for their beers,
Okay.
but they got great food. So
Looks amazing. So,
yeah,
well, that's cool. You have to let us know how it is next week.
I will do that. Guys, I will talk to you next Wednesday. Have a great evening.
All
You
right,
too.
take care,
Again,
Tony.
sorry, man. Yeah.
Thank you.
Tony Massage, everybody. Love Tony. Assuming we played our commercial for Mario earlier.
We did. Mm-hmm.
We're going to have him on at some point.
Yeah.
Make sure you're donating.
Dude, that
He's one of the few people that helps us out.
Yeah,
so help him.
So help him. Exactly right. Now, you're hitting it on the head about Tony with his dog, man. That is just it's the reason I don't have pets, because I can't put them down when they need to go. I can't do it again.
Yeah, and see, we have one cat. She's a little bit older now, and so she's gonna, God only knows how much time she, poor thing, has left. And
sure.
And I was a fucking wreck when my dog died. Luckily, I had alcohol to help me through that.
Right.
And now I don't. So I don't know what I'm gonna do if my poor puppy eventually passes. And it's just
it's not fun. It's definitely not fun.
But on that note, we're going to talk some porn here in just a couple of minutes. If you want to join us on Minds, minds.com/Seth Williams Show, it's $5 a month. Get you all kind of good extra shit. And we're giving more extra shit now. So you're going to check it out. Do that. Thanks, everybody, for listening today. We do appreciate it. And hopefully that Flat Earth guy on Monday, or Plain Truth guy, as he likes to be called now. And we'll talk to him about the end of the world. And enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah.
Have a good rest of the week. And we will hopefully talk to you then, or we'll see you on Minds in just about 3 and 3.
That's right.
See ya.
See ya.
Seth Williams loves this land, stands tall and proud. Believes in freedom, speaks his mind out loud. Mentored by Trip, he learned to be tough. Life knocked him down, but he got back up. Lost a leg, but he's still strong and true, chasing dreams under skies of red, white, and blue. Voting for Trump, he shouts it clear. WTAM tried to bring him down, but he's still here. In the heart of America, Seth takes a stand. Against the tides, he defends our land. Liberals call him crazy, but he don't care. He's got the spirit of an eagle, soaring high in the air. Hates LeBron James, won't wear that crown. Prefers hard work and blue jeans in this town. Radio waves try to shut him up, but Seth keeps singing and filling that cup. From the small town streets to the mountain high, Seth sees the flag waving, reaching for the sky. He keeps on fighting with a rebel yell, for every fallen soldier and the stories they tell. In the heart of America, Seth takes a stand. Against the tides, he defends our land. Liberals call him crazy, but he don't care. He's got the spirit of an eagle, soaring high in the air. From the small town streets to the mountain high, Seth sees the flag waving, reaching for the sky. He keeps on fighting with a rebel yell, for every fallen soldier and the stories they tell. In the heart of America, Seth takes a stand. Against the tides, he defends our land. Liberals call him crazy, but he don't care. He's got the spirit of an eagle, soaring high in the air.
Looking to sell your car quickly and for top dollar? At buyyourcars.net, we make it easy. Whether your vehicle is new, used, or even damaged, we'll buy it in any condition. Fast offers, quick cash and hassle-free transactions. What more could you ask for? Just visit buyyourcars.net, enter your vehicle information, and get a fast offer within minutes. Ready to sell? Call us today at 770-815-0342 or fill out the contact form at buyyourcars.net. Get cash fast for your car the easy way. Buyyourcars.net. Selling your car has never been easier.